Okay, so I've got this set up with CVV water to Jefferson County. I'm simulating 180 knots just to make it go a little faster, and I'm using twice the 2x simulation speed. Now, this is just the flight plan, CVV water 0S9. So what we'll do, the way this should work, is you go proc, approach, RNAV-A, and then for transition, I want the water transition. I'm going to say load, approach, and activate. And if we go back, let's just see what happens. So we've got a minute. I guess it'll be 30 seconds at 2x speed. If you hear drumming, that's because I'm at Parker's lesson right now. All right. It's about to turn at water. That wasn't your problem. I understand that. All right. You know something I'm going to do? I'm going to go demo GPS. I wanted time scale. I'm going to actually speed things up there and slow us down. Okay, so that'll just make the demo go more quickly. All right, so we're coming up on Yayub, and you can see the parallel entry displayed there. And because we've activated the approach and the CDI is in GPS mode, and the autopilot is in heading mode, and the G500 is in GPSS, we are now flying the outbound leg. We've turned right. So I can think of a couple of things that might have gone wrong. Certainly if you weren't in GPSS mode, or you weren't in heading mode, in neither of those cases will it do what I think you expect it to do. All right, let me show, for example, what happens if I reproduce this scenario. Delete all points. I'm going to go CVV to water to 0S9. Boing. Okay, but what I need to do, back demo, set my waypoint to CVV, doink, and then on my flight plan, I want to activate that leg. Yep, okay, let me just reset where I am. Okay, that's all right. So here I am again. So I've reset to our original conditions. Now, watch what happens if we use vectors to final. So I'm going to load the approach, vectors, and I'm gonna load it and activate it. Look at that. See, it's now going direct YCOV. And who knows where it turned there? But it turned left. Because, well, in any case, if we're on vectors, we should be in heading mode and receiving vectors. We shouldn't activate vectors to final until we've got a vector. Who knows? Oh, I've probably because I've got 087 dialed in somewhere in the somewhere. I don't know where. Trek, I don't know, Trek 133. It says track mode is flight plan, but so let's try one more time. Let's go flight plan, delete. We're going to go CVV to water to 0S9, and I'm going to go reset my location to CVV, and if I do, okay, so reset one more time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home, proc, I'm going to load this approach, and I'm going to load, why not, I'll load the water vector, but I'm only going to load it with the water transition. Well, first thing, CVV to water, so that's correct. Now let's see what happens. Oh, this 5x thing's definitely the way to do it. All right, we're coming to the water. We're going to turn a little bit to the right. Yep, there we go. 2 seconds. All right. Now we haven't activated our approach yet. So let's just see what that looks like in the flight plan. Well, see, it does say hold is the next thing, but let's just see what happens because we didn't activate it. Hold parallel. Interesting, even though we haven't activated it. So that should have done the right thing then. So I'm going to guess either you didn't have the water transition actually loaded, although you said it drew it on the screen, or you weren't in GPSS mode with GPS on the CDI and the autopilot in heading mode. You should really, the autopilot now should only ever be on heading mode. The only exception to that is when you get an intercept, a vector to intercept an ILS, press approach, and it should pick up it should switch to approach and glide slope. But otherwise, just use heading, and especially on the mist, use heading.